Oh my
it's
God.
not right. I was
And can't seem to take
and
my
I can't
advice.
even do it myself.
That's me, and this is the best presentation class I've ever
Because
seen.
we all need to get home for some of Halloween, unfortunately, right?
Okay.
This is the best.
That's the
presentation
one.
So
class
this is
I
it.
had.
This is class, me and you.
Yes, it
All
is.
right, girl.
I was like, I really
We
hope
got somebody
somebody come
online.
today.
Okay.
You said what?
I bet you there's somebody online. See.
Somebody's on there listening
Live.
to me. Oh my
Right,
God.
yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
y'all.
When they watch it later. You want to talk
You're
to
not
the
gonna
camera
click
or
it?
talk behind?
You
I
gonna
can.
click it for
I
me?
can.
I'm behind the camera. I don't want them to see me. I'm scared.
You can do that. You want me to
I-
You
full
want to
screen it?
you want to turn the computer around so you can click it?
No, I'm gonna read it from the little thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like this?
Okay, schizophrenia. I love this disorder. I love it so much. Okay, schizophrenia is a disorder in which a person's ability to think, feel, and function clearly or properly is affected. It starts with disoriented behavior. It goes on to forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, delusions, hallucinations, slow movement, and disorganized thinking. Maybe we do need me.
To make sure that we're on point.
Okay, so the exact causes of schizophrenia are not fully understood, but it is believed to be caused by a combination of genetic, environmental, and brain chemistry factors. Genetic factors can play a role as individuals with a family history of schizophrenia may be at higher risk. Environmental factors such as exposure to certain viruses during pregnancy or early life stress may also contribute. Additionally, imbalances in brain chemicals, specifically dopamine and glutamate, have been linked to the development of schizophrenia.
Next.
That's crazy. Yeah, when I was like, what?
Wow.
Having a family history of the condition, experiencing certain environmental factors like prenatal exposure to infections or complications during birth, and having a history of childhood abuse or trauma, substance abuse, particularly during adolescence. These risk factors does not guarantee the development of schizophrenia, as the condition is complex and can vary from person to person.
Oh, that does move faster, doesn't it?
Yes. Okay, so it's 3 stages to schizophrenia. The prodrome stage is the period before the onset of full-blown symptoms. During this stage, individuals may experience subtle changes in their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. These changes can include social withdrawal, changes in sleep patterns, difficulty concentrating, and increased anxiety or irritability. The active stage. This is when the symptoms of the condition become more prominent. During this stage, individuals may experience hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking, speech, and impaired functioning in various areas of life. And lastly, you have the residual stage. The residual stage always occurs after the active phase, where individuals may experience a decrease in the severity of symptoms. However, some residual symptoms may still be present, such as social withdrawal, difficulty with motivation, and impaired functioning. And continued. Friends and family are usually the first people to recognize the symptoms of schizophrenia. In most cases, it is a slow degrading process, including subtle warning signs and a gradual decline in functions long before an episode occurs. In some cases, it may come on sudden or without warning. The first signs can often be overlooked regarding the effects that take place within your teenage years that follow the norm of adolescent years. If you were very erratic and didn't know who to trust around, how would you feel? Schizophrenics are unaware of the mental disorder and the warning signs that follow. Okay, and then the treatment. There are several treatment options available. These can include a combination of antipsychotics, psychosocial interventions, support services, antipsychotic medications help manage symptoms by balancing the brain chemicals. Psychosocial interventions such as therapy and support groups can help individuals cope with symptoms, improve social and communication skills, and enhance overall functioning. Okay, so I have 2 videos. One is just a better explanation aside from what I say, and the second one is a person actually explaining living with it. how she felt about the whole ordeal. And there's no sound.
Maybe I got an idea. Did you pause it?
Yes.
Because if we start this and that at the same time, I'll get sound out of here, if nothing else. How about that?
Okay. Yeah.
That way we don't have to.
I like it.
We're at 9 seconds. I have to hit skip.
Schizophrenia affects how you think, feel, and behave. It affects around 1 in every 100 people. Schizophrenia has many symptoms, and you probably won't experience them all. Their symptoms lots of people have mildly or occasionally, but with schizophrenia, they're much more distressing. A hallucination happens when you hear, smell, feel, or see something that isn't really there. The most common type is hearing voices. These are usually rude, critical, or just plain irritating. A delusion is where you're completely sure of something which others see as mistaken or strange. Paranoid delusions are upsetting ideas that make you feel persecuted or harassed. You might start to see special meanings in ordinary events. It feels like things are specially connected to you, or that someone is communicating with you in strange ways. You can feel that your thoughts aren't your own, or that your body's being taken over. You lose interest in life. Your energy and emotions just drain away. You can struggle to concentrate and lose your normal thoughts, feelings, and motivations. You can also feel uncomfortable with other people. If you're starting to get these symptoms, you should talk to your doctor and start medication as soon as possible. Medication can help the most disturbing symptoms. Most people get support from a community mental health team. This includes a psychiatrist who organises your medication and takes responsibility for your overall care, and a care coordinator who helps you make a care plan and ensures you get the right support. Support from friends and family, counselling, and other services are also very important. People with schizophrenia can feel suicidal, particularly if they're not getting the right support. That's why it's really important to ask for help. Learn to recognise early signs that you're becoming unwell. Agree with someone you trust that they can tell you if you're becoming unwell again. Try to avoid things that make you worse, like arguments, stress, street drugs, or drinking too much alcohol. Learn ways to relax. Make sure you regularly do something you enjoy. Look after yourself by eating a healthy diet with lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. Get some regular exercise, even if it's just a short walk each day. So, what does the future hold for someone with schizophrenia? Well, 1 in 5 people will recover completely. Most will get better, but have times when they get worse again. Many settle down, work, have good relationships, and live full lives. To find out more about schizophrenia, visit the Royal College of Psychiatrists website.
It's a Royal College. Did you say there's 2 videos or just one? Okay. Oh.
For a fuller, natural-looking hairline, Topic's magnetic volumizing fibers transform, redrawing your hairline into a work of art. They can't help but come close, just to get a glimpse. Feel magnetic.
So this one? All right. Is there going to be a commercial?
I was about 29 years old when I started noticing symptoms, and I was teaching at a university. I didn't know what could be wrong. I didn't know very much about schizophrenia. Something wasn't quite right. I think it was just that my life was too difficult to handle. And I remember remarking to someone that something didn't seem right in my head. I had severe insomnia. There were definitely some strange thoughts. And I had a really difficult time managing stress. When I was hospitalized, I was initially hospitalized at Western Psychiatric Institute and Clinic. They assigned me to the STEP clinic. They were quick to handle a crisis situation. Because of the stigma surrounding schizophrenia, I didn't want to be identified with the illness. It was just overwhelming. Initially, the group therapy was helpful. One-on-one therapy was also really helpful. It's not easy, but once you get the meds right and feel like you have a normal that you can live with, it's very livable. Don't delay in getting help. Don't be afraid of the diagnosis. The faster you get a diagnosis, the faster you can get on the road to recovery. That's what the STEP clinic has done for me.
At the STEP clinic, we take a very innovative and comprehensive treatment approach for patients with early psychosis. The patient will see a psychiatrist, they'll see a therapist, they'll see a social worker, they'll see case managers. We can meet them in the community, and all of us work together, treat their symptoms, and get them back to their lives.
There's actually a lot of good medications for schizophrenia.
I should have been using the presentation. I don't know why I didn't. As you know, I work with DSP. I was a schizophrenic client, and when I met her, the meds her psychiatrist had her on, she was like lost. Like it was to the point she just sat in her chair and just sat. She wasn't even there. And as time went and they started to diagnose her, more and more of us started to actually pay attention to her. She started to put her medication down, and now she actually sits and has conversations.
Oh.
She'll sit, she'll talk to you.
Mm.
Like she'll have a whole conversation.
Okay.
But another thing is she asks a lot. She's got a problem with asking for stuff. Like she'll wait till you ready to get out the door and
Yes.
go home, and it'll be like, "Can you make me a sandwich?"
She doesn't want you to leave. She probably doesn't want you to
You
leave.
just sat with me this whole time.
Yeah.
Never want a sandwich. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Can you go to the store for me?"
Yes.
Like what?
She likes your company and doesn't want you to leave.
So yeah,
That's my guess. But yeah, I mean, they probably don't know how to time it right where it's like, oh, well, you get off the clock and have another life
yeah.
to go to.
Mm-hmm.
You're not their whole life.
Yes.
So,
Good job.
yeah, any questions? Any?
Any questions, concerns?
There is good meds for schizophrenia.
I think you're right. I think like watching movies and stuff with my mom and grandma about mental health really ruined my view of putting a really bad stigma. Until I became an adult and worked with people with mental health. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
They're
almost
not
everybody has
like-
mental
yeah.
health issues.
They're
Yeah.
not cracked up as how it makes them out to be. They're actually pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
Dr. Charles, remember that one movie about the lady with multiple personalities, and like literally she was like a little girl and she was like acting like a little boy. And I forget what it's called, and she's just like, but it's really like
I know what you're talking about.
the people with multiple personality disorders really do not act like that. I mean, in my
Right.
experience, I mean, I can't say everybody, but I have a few clients that are diagnosed with that, and you would think that, you know what I mean?
They act more erratic than they actually do. They actually are pretty mellowed out.
Well, sometimes, yeah. So just everybody with it's just not like that. So
Mhm.
I like that movie with the man.
you know what I'm
who
talking
was
about? You said you seen it?
Or like the movie with
Me,
the man
myself,
who
and
was
Irene.
Who had all the different personalities, and he had the little girl version.
Mm-hmm.
And he would call her Patricia. And then she was the bad version.
Hmm.
They crack it up to be messed up, but they're not as bad.
Yeah. It's that they put just the really extreme,
Yeah.
real extreme on TV.
I mean, I ain't saying they all nice and they all peaches and cream, but you definitely got the ones that will test you and do it just because they can.
Mm-hmm.
And they know what you can take. But they also make it seem like they don't know as much as they do. But they do. Like, at the end of the day, these people do know who you are and they do know what you're talking about. And they are aware of what you're doing. They might not be able to sit and tell you they're aware of it, but I guarantee they noticed and they comprehended it. And that's why they acted out the way they did. They thought you was slick.
Yeah. Well, and now with a girl, you get to see some of these that start coming up. Girls have gross and fine motor skills slightly before boys. I've noticed that with my, yeah. And she beats them up because of it. She is older too, so she can do everything like running, jumping, And then, so gross and fine, building towers, zipper. She does all of that. And like my boy, who's a good 10 months behind her, and then if he's also behind her, he's way behind her, she like runs circles around him and beats his ass, like pushes him over. It's crazy. So
Until he gets 6.
I know, right? He'll catch up.
He's gonna catch up.
He is. So I feel bad for her. And then the youngest boy, he's like 24 pounds at 10 months and 24-month clothing.
Yeah, with them learning from her too, they'll learn a lot faster.
That's true.
Pick it
So-
up a lot faster.
We also have, apparently in America, I guess it's our processed foods. I did go to the Slutty Vegan.
Wasn't it good?
Yeah.
What did you have?
It was a burger with shrimp on it.
Oh, you eat
But it's the fake shrimp.
oh, the fake shrimp.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like
Right. It was all vegan. Well, it was maybe soy based. So it was like the soy shrimp.
But was it bomb?
It was good. I really liked that. The sweet potato pie was the best.
Technically,
The
how is
fries.
it soy shrimp if it's not shrimp?
Right. It's not shrimp.
Like, so how?
It's vegetarian food.
It ain't shrimp then.
Right, it's
They
all-
need to find
it's-
a new name.
right. But the Slutty Vegan, they might have called it. Here comes our provost. He's the one who signs every financial bill in the whole university.
Oh really?
Yes.
He needs to sign some money for that.
Yes, he would be in charge of our scholarships.
Oh,
He's
should
in
I
charge of
try
our.
to stop and be like, hey, can you get some money?
Yeah, he's the dude right there. He's the one when they wanted to give us like a little bit to run the social work program. When I said no, he had to call me in and give a little bit more, so I would say yes. I was like, dude, I'm not doing it for that. I'm sorry.
What is
So
it?
was it 100,000?
You guys are
Nothing.
young. Every time you apply to a position,
Oh,
negotiate.
They wanted me
Oh,
to
yeah,
be a director for like a few grand.
I've been there. My last job.
$300 a
paid me
month.
$18.
I
So you
said
gotta hire me at
Yeah,
21.
$10 a day.
My last
That is
job, I
crazy.
made
$10 a day. I said, you realize you're offering $10 a day to be a director of the program.
Always negotiate. You better work more.
Was
And
it-
especially you got 5 jobs.
I do. I really,
You
really do.
eliminate one and they need to give you another raise.
It should be that
Negotiate
way.
again.
So
It should be that way. It's coming soon as I'm applying for a full professor next. So that would be in about a year and a half.
So how much you getting paid now for director?
So you get 48 as assistant professor. That's your base. You get 58 as associate professor, and then a bonus of 4,250. So that got me 62,500. Is not much, I'll tell you.
Sure.
And then the contract, his secretary is slick and has been here for 25 years. He's only been here like 4 years. So she wrote the contract not to exceed.
Mm.
So I got my raise as a teacher, which is 2% this year and 2% next year, but then
You
it
was gonna
lowered.
get that anyways.
I was going to get it anyways, but because of that, it lowered my director's pay this year. So that pissed me off too.
See, I think some people in certain positions, after 10 years, they need to be evaluated.
I know.
To like go or do something
Yeah.
else because they get jaded. I think that's at every job. All them people that work at my job that's
I
been there
shouldn't
like,
say.
well, I've been here for 20 years.
Like,
I don't want to talk
making
too
the
much
same
shit, but it's
pay,
his
then how-
secretary. I'll leave her unnamed.
Like, how do you do it?
Oh, yeah, 'cause
And
it's time to
at full
go.
professor, then you
Like,
get up
yeah,
to 69,000 a year.
Same thing at your
And then
job.
4,000.
You can work
So did you make
time for you
more
to go. 'cause
like
you-
And I
not
mean,
working
one
here?
Yes.
coworker, she
Absolutely.
complains,
All of us
like,
do. Even
every
Nikita
time
said that. She made more
She
before
sits
she.
and she complains and she
She made
complains and that's
70.
she's
She
so
came here,
old.
she's
I don't
like
be wanting to be like, can you just stop complaining to me?
Yes,
But
so I
at some
started
point,
our
it's
way
just like,
over.
girl, every time I
About
come here,
the
you
time
complain about the
ago.
same thing.
Because are
and you
there,
not
are
gonna
there
change
any
nothing
tenured
for me.
professors here at
You've
all?
been here, what,
I'm
20
tenured.
years,
You're
and you're
tenured.
still
I'm
going through the same old. Like, you're
Nikita's
saying this
not,
happened
Nisha's
20
not,
years
but
ago.
Nikita
You
could go
said,
up next
yeah.
year if she wants to. She
Right.
should be 10
You
years.
set for 20 years and allowed it to happen,
It's
so
always 4 years. You gotta do 40 years.
I understand the listening ear,
Early,
but baby,
5 years.
That's
So base pay is 48,000 for assistant professor, 58,000 for associate, with a bonus of
it's gonna pay me enough to
4,250
teach anyway.
Are you guys hiring?
Even in the undergraduate level,
for which
adults are
which.
chaudish.
Nah, just for.
I think
like,
I live
certain
really
schools,
close. I was
they
like,
pay-
you know what?
Oh,
I
right,
wonder
to teach.
how-
This school is
How,
small.
if they would hire
Right.
me to teach when
You
I'm
gonna pay me
finished.
enough to teach.
So-
I have lots of experience.
Right. Well,
Anyway.
we are hiring right now. We're ideally
Oh.
aiming for PhD, but we like a lot of field directors go for MSW. This may sound strange, but you are more likely to bring a school like Miami or UC diversity, you are very likely to get in there.
But they're not 20 minutes from my house.
I know. What about UD?
Oh, UD is pretty close.
Or Miami Middletown?
My husband's barbershop is right around the corner.
Right. Right. Or Miami Middletown, or where else is it? Wright State.
Middletown is like, that's about 45.
So we are hiring. It's going to happen by January or March, and then they're going to start in August. And we aim for PhD first, but we can't. We're allowed to hire MSWs. Most jobs will say 2 years of experience, and they want you to get the independent license.
So that takes about 3 years, right?
Right. Yeah. After your BSW. So then 1 year to get your master's, 2
Right.
years to get an independent license, 1 year to get an LISWS if you want to supervise. So.
You guys should hire my friends Amani Rainey.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's open. Yeah, it's an open search. And
She has her LISW. And she's young too. She's 25.
the whole pool of applicants is open. So it's like anybody can apply. We're moving quickly, and it's interesting because I actually, in a sense, bring some diversity to Central State, but then you can bring diversity to a Wright State, if that makes any sense.
I
Because
see
they're
what
only
you're
like
saying. I see what you're saying
7%.
now. Okay, yeah, got you.
But I
Like
wanna
they are hiring for
go
diversity.
down the street.
20 minutes
Yeah.
or
I have-
UD.
I'm old and I have done the commute to work and spent 2 hours on the road, and I don't want to.
It's funny you say that, is that's why I came here. This was the closest also for me, but it's an hour and 10.
So I couldn't imagine just.
It's not a bad ride.
I don't mind it. Most people hate it because, like, tonight I want to get home for trick or treating. So we're making sure. Is anybody else presenting right now today? Or no? You guys are all.
What's gonna be your costume?
I have a Superman cape. I might just throw that on. It's kid sized, but I want to put that on.
Man,
Like, be
Yeah.
call yourself Captain Underpants.
Right.
Do you have glasses?
Yeah.
You could be
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent.
Right.
I'm a school.
Okay. All right. See ya. Yeah. So the 2-year-old runs circles around the 1-year-old. Now she's 3. These are fun. I want to get into. Well, I can show you at least this right now, but the volume wasn't working, was it? Why wasn't the volume working? That annoys me. So the 3 mountain problem. Have you guys ever seen this? It's really cute about kids. If it doesn't work, I'll show it to you on Thursday because it's a good one about Piaget and development with kids, because you're very like selfish when you're a kid. So you think
Right.
everybody sees what's coming out of your eyes or going into your eyes. You think that's what everybody else is seeing.
Right.
I remember even in first grade, I thought if I was in the front row, I was a bad kid, but I thought as long as I had my eyes that direction towards a teacher, I still could look like this. I could go up. And I really didn't want to look at her. I didn't want to pay attention. And she's like, "Look at me, John," and I was like, "Damn, how do they know?" Like, I thought for sure.
You thought you was on to something.
I thought I was brilliant.
Oh, I've seen this before.
You have?
Yeah.
Maybe you've seen it in psychology.
Yeah, that's where I seen it in Intro to Psychology.
That could be
Exactly
it.
where I seen it at.
I feel
Like
sad
this
that
exact video you showed me. They showed us.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, should I not show it? Should I show a
Yeah, you
different
should.
one?
I like this one.
It's only like a minute.
This is a good explanation of it.
Wait, does this one not have a commercial?
Can you tell me what you see when you look at that from where you're sitting? What are some of the things that you see?
I gotta zoom in on her nose right there.
And a cat. A cat. And a tree.
It's really cute.
Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing. Can you tell me what you see when you look at it from that stool? An owl. An owl?
A goat.
What is that? A goat. A goat. Okay, is there anything else you see?
Now she
Right there, what
wants
is that?
What do I see?
A tree.
And that's another tree.
Another little tree. Right. And can you tell me what I see when I look at this from where I'm sitting right here?
Owl.
Okay.
And a goat.
Mm-hmm.
And another tree. And that. And that.
He's like, you see everything.
So they don't
Okay,
have
so
that
can
yet.
you tell me what you see
He's a
from
little
that
older,
side?
so he
A
can't.
fox and a bone. And a volcano. And
Yeah.
a rock. And a big.
This is every
fat
kid. This
Christmas
is for every kid.
tree.
Now, Braxton, can you tell me what I see from where I'm sitting?
A bird and a river and a volcano and a horsey and a rock and a tree.
So he said all of them. So there's an age where that develops and that egocentrism is there until about their age.
It's never actually taken out though, because like the 9 and 6 perspective, you could see a 9, but I could see a 6. And we could
True.
argue our views until our views clash and they fall and burn down. But
Because it's
I'll
upside
forever
down
see-
or you're dyslexic or
Mhm,
something.
yeah,
Right.
but
That's
you'll forever see
very
a 9
true.
and I'll forever see a 6.
But you can't think outside the box before a certain age where you're like, and that's probably where a lot of disagreements come from. But like, it's really cute to watch like all of the kids do that and the conservation problems, which you've probably seen those videos too. Who taught that class that showed this? Was it Togar?
No.
Omesh?
Yeah.
Omesh did? He stole my videos.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's not my video. It's just cute. Have you guys seen those before either? Like child development, like the kid can't think from out of your brain until he's like 5, 6, 7, 8-ish almost. They say the age of reason is like at the age of 7. A few of these other ones I want to show you, but I may wait until Thursday. What do you guys think?
Let's wait till Thursday.
Maybe a bigger class.
Right. Well, we got some online. We got Tiana there. Tiana.
So
I always pronounce it wrong.
Wait, you have a like I could join your online session?
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to have COVID, but yes, you can join there if you want. I know, right?
All professors should do that.
Well, it's a leftover from COVID. And I do notice you're way more successful as a social worker, especially when you're in person, just because we treat people. There's not many remote social work jobs. There are.
But I believe my thing is, I feel like if you gonna sit, like you don't actually put the PowerPoints into the D2L, but if you gonna put the PowerPoint into D2L to where I'm sitting there,
you can read them
with
yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
that's
because
true.
If this case, don't put it in there. If you don't want me to review it.
Right.
Because if you put it in there, I'm gonna go look. Like.
Right.
And so now I just sat and read the whole presentation at home, did the discussion, everything. Then I come to class, y'all still on this presentation. I'm thinking that was last week.
Do you guys have anything at Central for Halloween?
I think that each dorm is doing like their own like
Are they?
little like Fox, they're doing like a little event.
That's fun. Well, then we'll go over the other stuff with the psychological dimension. And 3 years, you can have 900 words. And then in 6 years, you have 8,000 words. So think about that too. And then I think this one says at 2 years old, they only have like 200 words. 3 years, 900 words. So it's just crazy how quickly, like those first 3 years of development are so important. And we used to think that you just forgot that shit. You know what I mean? Because none of us have a memory before 3.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Do you?
No.
I don't.
And I believe you don't have a memory before 3 because you go through so many stages of life. I don't even believe infants are like infants necessarily.
So you agree that
lives. Like I believe you come out and you're literally redoing a whole new life. Like you might have already seen this before, you may have already had another life before, but as you age, you forget
but it's
what
important
happened in the life before. So when you hit deja vu, you're like, oh, that happened before, but you know for a fact that ain't happened before.
But the baby years, there's the secretary right there. You just asked who it is. That's her. She's a tough negotiator.
Oh, she walks old.
Marilyn, she's been here 25 years.
Sometimes late.
So she wrote a contract for me not to exceed this.
That makes me upset. You shouldn't have told me that. I get upset about little things.
There's a lot of that here. We're fighting it with our teachers union. I mean, we're not always winning. There's one, they didn't pay us.
You gotta pay into it. What you got to do, like $50 a paycheck?
So they do let us choose. We can actually choose not to.
Okay, good. I just
Which
got
is
out of my
weird.
union at work. I was like,
Oh, you got out of your union? Yeah.
absolutely. I was
It's a
like,
lot of money, you're right.
If you fire me,
Isn't it
just
a
go ahead and
percentage
fire me.
though? I think it's a percentage. Because that way the people who make more pay more, I think. I don't know. But it's a lot. Yeah. I have told them I would pay into it, but I don't think that they got their paperwork right. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
feel
don't
like-
have extra money right now. I'm
I
not
feel
gonna
like
lie.
if they're just gonna fire me, they're gonna fire me. And you still have to go through the union anyways.
Right.
So
Right. Well, the